Hello everyone, welcome back to Hermione's Horror Reviews. Alright, on this channel I do horror book hauls, horror book reviews, both digital and physical media, horror audiobooks, which I'm definitely excited about getting into, and so much more. So before I do a review of Vampire Dad, which came out during the pandemic, I just want to add, so for people that don't know, I have a Kindle Colorsoft and I have Kindle Unlimited, and I'm going to start getting most of my horror books from Kindle Unlimited, so that way I can read them, enjoy them, digest them. But I'm taking this to my job because it's much easier for me to turn it on than with the Nook, though I do still love my Nook. I still love my Nook. But yeah, so I'm going to read some more of the werewolf horror stories, and then once I'm actually done with the full book, I will do a review of it. I will probably do a review of it probably sometime this week. So yeah. Alright, so we're going to do a review of Vampire Dad. Now, when I first started this channel, I think this was number 3. But now that I've rewatched it, and it's still fresh in my mind, I'm going to go ahead and do a review of it and all that. So Vampire Dad came out during the pandemic. I don't remember the year. It might have been in 2021 or 2020. I don't know. But it's about this picturesque suburban neighborhood. It's very white for people that don't know. There are no people of color in the movie, because this takes place, I believe, during the 50s, I believe it is, because of like how she's dressed and how they talk. In all honesty, I don't even know if they talked this way in real life, but it's supposed to be a cheesy movie, and it definitely achieves the cheesy part. So on Halloween, the goddess of the underworld goes and visits the wrong house. So she was supposed to bite this. So she had wanted to turn a psychiatrist into a vampire, but she got the wrong house, and she ended up turning this one guy who happens to be a psychiatrist. And so what happens is that the wife quickly learns that her husband happens to be a vampire, and they end up getting their blood from his brother-in-law, who is into the funeral service. And so he brings blood in for his sister's husband. And during the course of it, there are close calls with, like the daughter is upset because her father had promised to take her to get her driver's license, and because he is vulnerable to the sun, because he smokes when the sunlight hits him, he can't do it. So her uncle takes her to the DMV to get her driver's license. So he's going through this period of like angry outbursts, and you can see his fangs. And they're both trying to keep it from their daughter because of the fact that he's afraid that she's going to freak out and everything. And of course, the biggest challenge of his life is when his little girl brings home her boyfriend. I don't remember the guy's name, but he's a poet, which the parents aren't exactly thrilled with their baby girl's choice of boyfriend. And what ends up happening is she goes and says to him, without the parents knowing, that you can come over any time that you want. In other words, if it's middle of the night, yeah, there's some kind of hint, and then we're hit with it that she's ready to have sex. So that's why she says he can come over any time that he wants. So yeah. So essentially, he loses it. The the father finds him going up the side to his daughter's room, and he goes and basically bites him. And what happens is that the boyfriend is turned into a vampire. So the interesting thing about the process in which someone becomes a vampire is that it takes um, it takes biting the person. Now, I'm pretty sure that if you're in this world, if you happen to be a vampire and you don't want your food to turn, you will probably like stake them to the heart or cut their head off or something like that to keep that from happening. So I'm kind of, there's this prowler that's going around, and the doctor bites him. I'm pretty sure he staked him because there's no like mention of the guy turning into a vampire. So obviously the doctor did something to the body to keep the body from rising up. It has all your typical vampire vulnerabilities. He says to his daughter that, basically that, you know, he answers her questions about like holy items. He goes, no. Um, Also, they can't feed on animal blood. They have to feed on human blood because he made a comment that he fed on this woman's dog, and it made him sick. Also, is a really weird thing is if they had any drugs in their bloodstream when they died, the blood is essentially like tainted, but his brother-in-law still gives it to him, so he goes through this. Um, was it L what we call it. He gets high. He's like having these. He's having these kind of like hallucinations. Like acid. What the name they call acid. Um, um, anyways, I'll probably figure it out when I'm done with the video. So after it all comes out that to the daughter that that her father is a vampire and stuff like that, things kind of settle down. Um, he also goes and he's not mentoring, seeing people that are different, like zombies. And zombies are different in this one too. They still have their memories and their personality, but they still like are hungry for brains. So they werewolves. You have an accountant who's a werewolf. Um, you got a mummy. You got various different kinds of classic movie monsters and everything. So rewatching again after I think it's like 3 or 4 years since I've seen the movie really showed like once again how like cheesy the movie is, but it's a lot of fun. Um, and yeah, I mean, the wife is trying to navigate this world in which her husband happens to be a vampire. And what's interesting about the vampirism in this movie is that they retain all of their human personality, their love for their family. Um, they're not considered to be evil at all. They're just, misunderstood souls. So overall, absolutely did love this movie. They actually have it available as a physical. I think it's on DVD now, and I'm definitely going to buy that one next month. So I am super excited about it. Very excited about it. But yeah, so that was actually the first horror themed movie I had watched since I believe October, and I give it 5 stars. It is a great movie. It's you're not supposed to take it seriously. It is a cheesy movie. It is a like a weird version of Suburbia with all of its, housewife responsibilities and all that stuff that nowadays people would not even think about actually doing. So yeah. So I'm going to end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to note that next month I'm going to be going to two places. I'm going to an independent bookstore, and I'm also going to go to Half Price Books and see what kind of horror books they've got and everything. So I will see you guys then. Bye.